tell you what really leads to success and makes testers tick. And the first thing is passion. Freeman Thomas says, I'm driven by my passion. Testers do it for love, they don't do it for money. Carol Coletta says, I would pay someone to do what I do. And the interesting thing is, if you do it for love, the money comes anyway. Work. Rupert Murdoch said,
200 people reporting, 2 chauffeurs, nice cars, interviews,
What was the company?
It was Medipress. It was a newspaper company. And it's very funny, people's attitudes. And when you're young and you're a young product manager, you give interviews very nerdishly, you're like this. But then when you become important, you sit on the desks and you have, like interesting positions, like pictures like this. That's what changes. And life is about stupid. Again, please don't take my words for granted. Please think about them and let's discuss this in the end. But for what was my experience? I remember giving importance to things like electrical windows. I mean, when you have a company car, and in my times cars did not have electrical windows, and somebody was promoted and he got the car with electrical windows, that would be a knife in my heart. Or air conditioning. Or for instance, when you change from a French to a German car, oh my God, that was terrible, because you were driving a stupid Citroën and the other guy was already in the BMW's range. And your life is about these things. Your life is not about, finding yourself. It's not about living better. It's about this stupid competition where these brainless people fight for the same things without ever asking themselves why. Pink Floyd sang this in, you remember the music, money, get a good job. And then again in 1980 with the wall, hey teacher, leave us kids alone, we're only just another kid in another brick in the wall. That's exactly what we were. We're like, it's making more money, getting electrical windows, do some interviews, go to headhunters, when we first started to be invited by headhunters, doing lemon calls, hydrogen struggles. And you'd say, okay, well, what about your job? Was it any different? Was you doing relevant? Yes, I did relevant things. When Procter & Gamble was about to enter the market with their Head and Shoulders, which was the world's anti-dandruff, anti-dandruff shampoo, we managed to put Linic 2-in-1 in the market, and they had the claim saying 4 weeks to kill your dandruff, and we did the label saying 2 weeks. Which was completely phony, of course. But anyway, we put the product in the market. Jesus, and my life was all about getting labels of dandruff. But it feels so important when you're there. And you're so committed. You're so, oh my God, I'm good. This is marketing and the market share. So, it's good when you have that passion. If you're filtering for multi-billion dollars, he says, this $2 billion world is mine. It's good because it produces adrenaline and entropy and serotonin and whatever, all those nice hormones that make you feel good, but it's not lasting. Of course, roads are more relevant to development than anti-dandruff shampoo, I think. But anyway, if they have more than 12,000 cars a year, right? And so I was making, suddenly in 96, I was making 10,000 euros a month. Net. And I was invited for conferences, international. I was going to international forums, and it was so fun. I was basically the same person. I was still, having coffee and going to the movie theater every week, and then suddenly I was there with my kid, and it was a night. It was like 10 o'clock, and my oldest kid was like 5. He comes to me and says, "Hey, Dad, I need some help with my work. Is anyone with children here?" Okay. And he says, I need some work with my schoolwork. And one of two things, you have other two direct consequences of being an important, relevant, successful young is First, you have less time. Secondly, you're always tired. Being tired is part of your life. So most successful parents are permanently tired. And so I'm sitting there and he says, can you help me with my schoolwork? And I said, I'm tired, can you see that tomorrow? I really have this limited time. He goes, and he goes away. And I look at him and I says, oh my God, this is so fucking wrong. My priorities were so wrong. I had like an epiphany. And then I started to think. I was sitting there. I had espresso. It was like a Tuesday. I had a Saturday espresso because this is my parents' set of choices of reading. So I read a lot. I don't read everything. So you have to read a full book to know what's in it. But I read a lot, and I get frustrated when I have a newspaper that I don't read. So I have like 70,000 newspapers accumulated to read that I hope one day to do. And what I also do is I do lots of cuttings. And so when I don't have to read all the newspapers, what I do is I take all the interesting things that I still need to read. So I have like 700,000 of these things to read.
The pile is just smaller.
The
pile is just
The
smaller.
pile is just smaller. But this tells a little bit about Santini internationalized Rachmaninoff Concert No. 2, the nicest classical piece of music in the world. This is about sexual products for women, animals in risk of extinction, and so many things that I will read this one day. And then you start to think, how long do you live with the child, with the son? Not much. Because what I found then was that until kids are 5, they are basically useless.
Poor mother.
They shit, they cry, they trap, they piss, they are always in pain, they are always hungry or thirsty, they always need some cleaning, and they are fucking hell. And they do not interact.
That's not true.
Of course, I have to exceptionalize a few absolutely magic moments, when in those 5 years. Like the first time they double their laughter, you feel like dying of happiness. The first time you wash them in, they are clean and nice and soft and open their eyes, and the first time they put their hands and they start to squeeze their fingers in the back of your hand, there's nothing better in the world. But if you put together all those first 5 initial years, it's shit. Children should be born with 5 years old. And then somewhere between 4 and 6, they start to be people.
So you have an option.
That's why. And suddenly between 4 and 6, they start saying, hey Dad, my tummy hurts. Let's go to see a football game. And then they are real people. They say things, they think, they have useful brains. They stop crying and they become a part of your life.
Very traumatic experience.
Yes. I have 2 children actually. And then they live with you until they're 15, and then at 15, they're finished.
Not of course.
Well, my child generally leaves home Friday at 6, and he normally shows up, sleep Monday morning. He smokes too much drugs, not enough sex, too much study, too much nights, and there's no children there. And now he's leaving to study in Louvain-la-Neuve, so it's finished.
Now you're traumatizing the mother with a conversation on the drugs.
No, drugs are good.
And the father.
I think the drugs are good.
That's only because you didn't have the time.
I took all the drugs in the world.
No.